All right, so fresh off the Masters Olympia, congratulations, Reshanna Bosewell. You have made history as the first ever Masters Women's Bodybuilding Olympia champion. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much.
And Laura, was this your pro debut or no?
This was my pro debut. Baptism by fire, girl.
Baptism by fire? Is that what you...
Yeah.
What a hell of a...
International, Olympia. It's like you just throw it all in there.
What a hell of a debut, going all the way to Cluj, Romania. Good for you. Yeah.
It was a journey. That way it was a journey, for sure.
Absolutely. Reshanna...
First call out right between Reshanna and Jay and Barbara.
Yeah, Barbara was something. Jay was, Jay looked good. This is not the best Jay I've ever seen, but we'll get into that here in a minute. I'm going to let Donna back in. Hopefully she's not stuck in time. All right, let's see. La, 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 la. There we go. Can you hear me?
Is that any better?
Not really. Still frozen. That's all right.
I'm gonna have to go to a different room because they're doing construction in the house.
That's fine. That's fine. Just it's okay. Yeah.
And it's like you're not gonna be able to hear because they're beating and banging. So I can go in the other room, but I'm gonna have to keep myself muted when we're not talking.
That's fine. It's either you're going really fast, like it's moving you really fast, or then it's really slow.
Yeah.
So
give me 1 minute.
Yeah, just take your time. It's okay. It's cool.
Okay.
We got this.
I'll be right back.
No worries. All right, Miss Boswell. So when you're at the prejudging, of course, you brought your. Would you say this is your absolute best out of all the times you competed?
Pretty close. Pretty close.
Pretty close. Yeah, okay. Now you do your own prep.
I could have been a little bit drier, but I think with the size that we put on, yeah, this was a really good look for me.
You definitely put on some size, no doubt. For sure. Yeah. Now, do you do your own prep or no?
No.
Okay. No. So in prejudging, when you had Barbara right next to you, what was going through your mind?
If I'm being honest, I didn't know who was next to me when it came. I was so zoned out. It was kind of funny. I remember going back, and as soon as I got backstage, I grabbed my phone and I texted my coach, and I literally said, "Who was that?"
Oh,
I was like, "Who the hell was standing next to me?" And because I knew we were going at it for a minute there.
It was a good battle.
It really was. It really was.
It was. But at the end of the day, I mean, to be honest, to be fair to you, you looked better. You had the better conditioning. She was holding water. I think she had some color issues going on, or coloring her tattoo or something like that. But anyway, when we get to the night show, did you already know, hey, I've won the show. This is my show to win?
I thought I had it. I felt pretty good. I felt pretty good after prejudging. Like I think it was decided at prejudging. I with just the pose down and stuff. I think I held my own there, and I was pretty.
Do you follow social media at all? Do you look at what people are saying about you, or do you try to stay away from that? Be honest.
I try and stay away from it, but I mean, people come in your DMs for better or worse. Some are positive, some are negative. So, I see, and then you can't help but see some of it. I don't necessarily go looking for it. I mean, I don't follow, I don't check and see who's going to be competing or how everyone's looking. I've learned to not do that because it's just more of a kind of messes with me mentally. So I just try to stay in my lane and do my thing. So
I bring it up because, when the list came out, you were actually the first person that everybody said, okay, this is the Donna, here comes Donna, sorry. This is Reshanna's show to win. Like, you were the person that everybody had projected to come in to win. So, obviously, you did it. And what was it like when Billy Garnon, the Irishman, called you out as the winner?
It was one, like you're saying, I felt like it was my show to win or lose. There were a couple of points in prep where my coach was like, if you falter, you're going to give room for someone else. You can win this thing, but you can't falter, so it was kind of one of those things too. So it was definitely like it was the biggest win of my career, and the biggest show of my career for sure. And I needed to win this. I think just to solidify myself as
Sure.
an elite competitor and someone to look out for always.
Yeah.
So
I mean, listen, when you first came on the scene, I knew for a fact you were going to be a threat just because of your structure, how you present yourself, and you're a fighter. Let's be true. I mean, you work hard. I follow your journey. I mean, when you were going through COVID, living in Chicago like you do, it's not easy for you. It wasn't. You went through some really tough challenges. And you also have a beautiful wife, and you got 2 twins. How old are they now?
they're 3.
Yeah. Woof. How do you do it?
That's rough. It's rough, y'all. It's rough.
What are their names?
Lucas and Lourdes.
Lourdes? I like
Yeah.
that. That's cute. Donna, welcome back. You're not frozen in time. You're not going fast. You're not going slow. It's perfect.
There's like 2 places in this entire house that I can get reception in right now. They've got side and everything else on the left side. So, yeah. Sorry, I had to. You're going to probably hear a little bit.
It's all right. You may pause. Nico's over here making fun of you with the pausing thing, but
Sorry.
you may pause every now and then, but that's cool. So, for you, Donna, how was the Masters Olympia after everything? You look
I'm still
great,
trying to
by the way.
digest things.
Yeah.
Thank you. I think it was my best package to date. So I'm very happy with what I brought to the stage. Like Reshanna was saying, there's always obstacles and stuff like that. Most people will never know about. So that's here or there. But all around, I felt great going in. Like I said, it was the best package that I had. So I myself was very happy with what I was able to present, and I made improvements. So it's a win for me. It's not the placement I want. Everybody wants to go to win, but it was a win for me.
Now, at the end of the day, what did you come in? Third?
4th.
4th place. Okay. So 3rd place, 2nd place. Barbara, we were just talking about Barbara earlier. I was impressed with her physique. She had something different, but I felt like, conditioning was off. But again, Donna, from where you came from, I mean, you're New York Pro Champ, all that stuff. You really did bring a nice package. Did you get the judges' feedback?
I've heard from 2. I actually sent emails to everybody, but I've only received 2 backs. So, I'm still waiting for those, see what they say and everything.
Did you talk to Big Steve?
Yeah, sure did.
Good.
And so, and I take their feedback very seriously, but at the end of the day, I take a physique to the stage that I'm comfortable with, that I have to live with each and every day. Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, I have to be happy with what I'm building.
Yeah.
But I always seek their feedback to see, what they would like to see me improve on.
Sure. Now, Lori, being your pro debut, how was your experience at the Masters Olympia?
It was excellent. I enjoyed every minute of it. The variables of doing an international show, a pro show, an Olympia, overwhelming, but it was just like I would just do one step at a time. I just trained the hardest I could up to the show, then getting to the show, seeing everybody backstage, like looking up to seeing certain bodybuilders that you've always seen, like pro women, and then having that day that you're actually on stage with them is just probably one of the most amazing.
Was it everything you thought it would be, the Masters Olympia? I mean, being on a pro stage like that?
Yes. Yeah, it was everything I thought it was going to be. I saw the women back there were just amazing. It's good to meet it was so good to meet everybody and to finally meet the people that you see from all over the nation and all these different pro shows to actually get backstage and meet the people.
Personally, I would have liked to have seen Steve work your girls more.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes, really, because it's fun. Because you work your ass off. We want to see you pose more. No elbows,
I
Come
get
on.
better the longer we pose.
Yeah. What is your plans, Reshanna? I mean, you're a young lady. I mean, I know you did the Masters Olympia, but let's be real. You look like you're in your 20s. You look like a little kid. You get carded, right? How much longer do you see yourself competing in women's bodybuilding? You got a long ways to go, to be honest.
I don't know. Michelle Brent, what, 67? 67. Ideally, so bodybuilding, I don't think there's an age,
Why
I
do
think
you
I'm just
like
now starting
bodybuilding?
to come into it.
What does
What's that?
bodybuilding do for you?
I mean, I don't know. Bodybuilding is my outlet at this point. Like, it's from what brought me to bodybuilding and to the gym from where I was before and things that were going on in my life. Bodybuilding, I found bodybuilding, and that's what I said before. It saved my life. I've fallen in love with it. It's given me. I can travel places. I meet people. I would have never gone to Romania. I mean, when I first saw the show, I was just like, "Ooh, that'd be a cool show to do. That'd be a nice, and that was initially why."
All right, so let me ask you
Like,
something. You're usually, for me, looking from the outside looking in, you look like somebody who keeps to themselves, right?
Mhm.
You stay in your own lane. You kind of, I don't want to say shy, but you're quiet.
I'm very
Like,
much a loner. Very much
you're
a loner.
stealth, yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
So, are we going to be seeing more of you at the shows? Because I would love to see more of you. It doesn't have to be competing, but I mean, just seeing
Mhm.
your face and presence. I think
Yeah.
that's huge.
Yeah, yeah. I've been talking to some people, just like mentors and stuff. Like, now you kind of have to get out there just a little bit more. And for me, it is hard because I'm very much, stayed to myself. I'm very much a
Yes,
loner.
you are.
Always have.
Yeah.
Yeah, always have been. So,
Now that-
and I'm feel like I'm just starting to come out of that. And
Good.
I think that was part of it at Romania, just being on stage in the pose down, just opening up and being emotional and really, just kind of letting that part out too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just kind of starting to kind
Has
of
it
open
hit
up.
you that you're the champ?
It has. I'm still kind of just like I don't know. I'm still just kind of taking it all in. It's a lot. And I keep saying with my coach, I'm like, we just doing like this virtual hug like every day. I'm like texting him all the time, and I'm just like, yo, we did it. Like he's like, it's a big deal, And I'm like, he's like, it's a lot. I was like, I know. So I'm still just trying to take it all in. So
Who's your
yeah.
coach again?
Eric Broser.
Okay. Yeah. Right. How long you been with him?
Almost 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah, we started after because we did Puerto Rico. That was our first win together. We had a nice off
That was a
season
great win.
after
I
the
remember
Olympia.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's good. And it was funny because I told him like it's a 10-hour difference from him because he's in Vegas. I'm like from Romania, and I'm like, you got to stay up. I don't really know.
Yeah.
Like, there's no sleeping. I'm like, I need to be able to call you. I need a response in 5 minutes. This is. He's like, okay.
But
So
going
it's-
back
yeah,
to the Olympia for you, how's that feel? In Orlando.
very good. Very good. My wife's already planning the trip for the kids and where we're
Disney?
taking them, and yeah.
You
So
gotta
now
do
they'll be able to enjoy it. So it's just, and honestly, that's part of it for me. I was like, that's our family vacation. The Olympia is our family vacation.
Yeah.
So how am I going to get them back there? Was what I was thinking.
Sure.
So
That's sweet. You're very good parents, and I know it's difficult, but we'll get into that here in a minute. Donna, how did your husband deal with Romania? Did he like it?
Well, he
I barely
had a hard
saw
time
him.
with the time. The time change was big, so he tried to stay. He tried to stay on our regular schedule here, so he would stay up and stuff. I am still waking up at 3 a.m.
Wow. Yeah.
and we've been home 2 weeks, so it's all messed up. But all in all, I mean, we did pretty good. There was all kinds of glitches. Our luggage got lost. No AC when we were doing
No
hair and
AC?
makeup and crap. No AC.
Oh.
There was no AC when we were having hair and makeup done. That hour, I probably lost about 3 pounds.
Wow. Yeah.
So I don't know what happened at the arena, but there was no AC.
Well, I think they shut it off. Whoever was in charge shut the air off for the whole entire thing, and then they turned it finally back on. I mean, that first day was killer. It was.
Yeah,
feminine.
like literally, like I had to stop. I had to keep getting up from makeup and move around because I was getting sick. It
Oh.
was so hot in there.
Jeez.
So, and I'm sure it had to do with something, with my conditioning and too, because I was spot on that morning,
Right.
and that did not help.
Well, you're
But,
never not spot on, right? I mean, you always do have great conditioning. So
So that was one thing that I didn't like at all. Like they had us like crammed in this little bitty room, no AC, no nothing. So it was terrible for everybody. I'm sure everybody was miserable that was in there.
did they apologize, or I mean, did they bring up anything to you guys?
They got a fan. They brought
Yeah.
a fan in
That's
there.
it. We got a
with them, and
fan
the
for the
fans-
evening show.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like, fan, wow, that's great. But I mean, if Jake paid for AC, man, he needs to get his money back
Yeah. Well, I don't.
because
Think
it was miserable.
I don't think he's getting his money back. But-
it was miserable for a lot of us.
You know, I got to tell you, ladies, Jake really, you know, he does a lot for the sport, and he really put in a lot of money into the Masters Olympia to put it on for you guys. I mean, to have 9 divisions is huge. You know, 200 and whatever it was, prize 241,000, I think, prize money or something like that. That's a lot. You know, and Reshanna, you're $10,000 richer, which I'm sure that covers your flight for the most part.
I was just thinking. Late tickets.
And Donna's shaking her head. Well, you know, I mean, listen, we're athletes, right? We'll do whatever it takes. But I
I
get it.
didn't even cover my husband's flight, so.
Oh, really? Did he come in later? Or you guys came in at the same time?
No, we came together.
Yeah.
We came in together.
Yeah.
You diet down, train hard, and supplement smart for months. When the time comes to step on stage, don't leave your tan to chance. Go with the pros. Pro Tan. #1 worldwide since 1987 and the official sponsor of the Olympia for the last 15 years. Don't step on stage without it. Pro Tan.
What are
yeah.
your? So I know you have some other things going on. Are you training people on the side? I thought I heard something about you doing that, or I don't know. I don't remember. Donna,
Me?
yeah.
Yeah, so I still work full time. Like I train people. We've got online clients. We've got competition. Up here he comes. We've got, you know, competitive clients and stuff like that. I've been doing some guest posing and stuff like that. So yeah, I stay busy.
I've seen the guest posing. I've seen that. Good for you. Now,
Yeah,
you know, this is
I
one.
have a blast doing it.
Well, here's the thing, right? And I say this to you both as well, Reshanna and Lori. You know, if you have an opportunity, you know, a promoter, you know, go put yourself out to them. Hey, look, I can guest pose. You know, get some money involved too. But it's also good to build your physique. I think that posing is going to really help for when you compete, like the Olympia, and right. I mean, would you agree, Donna? You kind of look at yourself and see what works, what doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Like I enjoy it, and it allows me to do that in a relaxed environment. So when I do the guest posing, I'm in charge of everything. They don't know what's going on, and there is no mandatories or anything. But when you see yourself entertaining people in a different light, you do notice different things. Oh, that looked good. Maybe I need to use that in my individual, or maybe I need to do that. You know, so yeah, I think it's a great outlet to explore yourself in your off season, you know, or your improvement season. So, but this, I've had, you know, a couple that I'm doing. I've got a couple more lined up. So lets me see myself in every stage. You know, it was 1 week out from Romania. I did the last one. So I saw myself almost there. You know, now it's a couple of weeks after I'll have another one. It's like, oh, so you get to see the different, you know, stages of your season and what works.
In a
and what
relaxed
doesn't.
environment, I like that you said that though.
What?
In more of a relaxed environment
Yeah,
too.
so I'm like, I'm so
yeah.
relaxed when I'm doing the guest posting. I don't want to say that I enjoy doing that more than I do competing, but it's just a different way to express your art and stuff, you know? And it is more relaxed because there's not that pressure of, you know, you've got to be perfectly conditioned, perfectly this, perfectly that. You're able to express yourself in a different way, but you're still presenting your physique, you know?
And you get
So
paid.
I enjoy it.
Yeah. Now, Reshanna, do you do guest posing as well? Have you?
No, but that's one of those things like with me and just getting out there and talking to some of the local promoters. That's just part of me. And I've been talking to my coach about him. Some of my mentors, like, you have to get out there more and just put yourself out there. And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying too. It's just in a different light. I think that's something I just got to start doing more of.
Some girls don't think about that, and guys. I mean, listen, it's a great opportunity, you know, for you, bettering your physique and just, you know, again, it's also putting yourself out there to be seen. The more, like I was telling you earlier, Reshanna, the more that you're seen, the more people know, and they look at you, they follow you on Instagram or whatever, and, you know, it helps. Now, do you have a yeah, go ahead, Donna.
It definitely helps. Like, I mean, like you get to meet all of these people, you know, you're not on that schedule to be at tanning and be at hair and things like that. So you get to interact with the fans, you get to interact with all of the competitors and stuff. You're backstage, you can hype them up, you know. So I mean, there's a lot of great things that come from that. And I see that it's a way for me to get out there and people to reach out and say, hey, would you be interested in guest posing at my show? Would you be interested in like just coming in and helping at my show or whatever? Because I'm all about being at shows and being seen for our division, also for people who might want to come to our division too.
I agree.
Yeah.
Now, Lori, you've done some expediting, haven't you, or something like that? What have you've
Yeah,
done some
so
things that
the
show.
one thing I wanted to do was to, I really like to give back to bodybuilding. I love bodybuilding as a sport. You know, I know I'm getting to a certain age, so I'm kind of looking beyond a little bit, you know, of what I can do. I love working with good promoters. Like I like working with Center Podium. I would love to back and work with Barb in Kentucky. I haven't been there yet. And then, but just going backstage and like I've worked some VIP sections.
Well, what did you do at the when I met you? I met you at Legion Fest. What were you doing there with your husband? What was that? You were doing
I was doing. My husband was doing security with the security unit, and then I was doing.
You were
all
his
their-
security.
Yeah, they found out he was a. So they're like, "Oh, we got a job for you." So they had a security swooped him up, and then I was doing their VIP section, and then doing
Okay.
a lot of their backstage expediting,
Cool.
which was really cool because you get to know. You get to know how the stage works. You get
Sure.
to, you know, the DJs.
Right.
You know, your music. You get to help people.
So what
And,
was
you know,
it
you're-
like? What was it like competing and being next to Reshanna on stage? Were you like, oh my God, she's
Okay, so
was
first of
that
all, she's really cool. Like I was with her backstage, and,
Yeah,
and
everybody was cool.
she's
there was
cool.
no
She's
beef
fun.
backstage? I hope, because sometimes we do have
Oh
that.
No,
she's
it's
chill.
no.
In fact,
it
the
was,
funny
no.
story is my hair girl sat next to you all the way home on the airplane, and she's like, "She's so pretty. She's so nice. She had nothing but good things to say about you." And love your braids too. But there was a moment, you know, where I was like, "Okay, there's Reshanna, there's Barbara, there's Jay," and they put me in the center, and I'm like, "Okay, I'm gonna do the best I can. I'm gonna battle." And then when I was there for like 2 seconds, I had to chuckle to myself a little bit inside because, you know, you go there to battle, you go there to do your best, but you are aware. I'm aware of my competition, so I wasn't like surprised, but I was like, okay, girl, you're gonna have to do your best right this very second. And then, but yeah, it was definitely it was a great experience, and I really enjoyed
Are
meeting
you
everybody.
taking off for the rest of the year, or are you kind of just, what are you going to be doing now?
Okay, so plan is right now. I've been pushing hard for like the last 3 years. I feel like I've done in 3 years what kind of takes people 10 years to do, and I feel it a little bit because COVID set me back. You know, I'm a late bloomer, so didn't get started until like my late 30s, 40s. So I started as a master's. So I'll probably take 3 months off. I mean, I'll still train. I'll have an off season, but just kind of get my health checked, get blood work done. I believe in you know you have to have longevity after the sport. What are you going to do beyond? You want to be healthy. You know, there is a certain level where we're just going to do what we need to do to win, but you also have to think about, okay, this journey is going to end at some point. Where do I want to be with my health and everything and stuff? So
Well,
let's take 3 months.
That's a good way of putting it. You know, I think about somebody like Reshanna who has a family, you know, and Donna, you have the same with you. You know, you got to think about the long term. It's do you girls feel that bodybuilding is a selfish sport?
Most definitely.
Yeah. Donna, you think it's selfish?
You can make it to be selfish. I guess because with my years that I've learned how to balance everything. I make time for my family. You know, my food goes everywhere. You know, my training is now it's scheduled. So everything can be scheduled around, you know?
Yeah.
So if you're new in it and you're not sure and stuff, yeah, it can be very selfish and people can think that you're selfish. But I mean, I have my granddaughter all summer long. I make it work. I
How
work
old is
full
she?
time.
Oh,
She's
that's
7.
Aw.
And then my 4-year-old grandson has cerebral palsy, and I made time to have him for a couple of weeks and stuff. You just got to learn the balance and stuff. It doesn't have to be selfish. I mean, Sean's got 2 kids, a home and a wife. I have a husband. I know he thinks it's selfish, but he knows what it takes for me to do what I'm doing. You know, so you have to find that balance. Some people can be very, very selfish. So if you're by yourself and you want to be selfish, you have every right to. But you know, when you're a family person, then you have to learn to find that balance. And
By the way, was it your anniversary or his birthday that came up?
Anniversary, no?
Anniversary? Is that what it was, Donna? You and your husband. I saw some very nice posts you made about your hubby.
What is it? I'm sorry. They were drilling.
Sorry. There was was it an anniversary that you guys just had or something?
Yeah. Our
Okay.
7-year anniversary.
Wow. Happy anniversary. Belated
Thank you.
anniversary. You're welcome.
I'm surprised he's lasted this long with me. He's probably wanted to kick me to the curb many a time,
But you know what? Listen, relationships are tough. It has its moments. I'm sure
Yeah.
you guys all
Yeah.
agree. And I think
yeah.
that through those tough times, it makes you guys stronger. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
if you can deal with those tough times, you can deal with anything. Is the way I look at
Yeah.
it. You know,
yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah. He's stuck with me. So
How long have you been with your wife, or total, like even when you weren't married? How long you been together, Reshanna?
We're coming up on 8 years.
8
But
years.
it wasn't that long. 8 years total. We got married after about a month.
How did you
So-
meet her? Were you training her, and it was one of those deals where it's
No, we met online.
oh nice.
We met
Very
online.
cool.
She liked my muscles apparently, and so the rest is
Ah,
history.
okay. Who doesn't
We
like
met,
muscle?
Yeah, we met, and about a month later, we got married. So
Wow. So you knew right away
Yeah.
it was this is it.
yeah, and then she's like, this is it. I don't do the divorce. You know, she's like,
Aw,
yeah. So that's it. Yeah. So
I love that.
Yeah.
Very cool.
yeah.
Reshanna, how do you? I asked the girls that. I've asked Donna this, so I'm going to ask you. With women's bodybuilding, it's a common thing that I ask, but you know, listen, our sport isn't the most popular sport, right? It's really not. How the hell do we drag? Not I don't want to say drag. How do we recruit more women, girls into bodybuilding? Besides, you know, look, you came from physique, you know, and women's physique, and so do we just go to women's physique and draw them from there? I mean, there's women who are huge who look like women bodybuilders, but I think
There's
they're
a few that should switch, and I don't know. Yeah, I mean, there's a few that should probably switch from women's physique to bodybuilding.
For sure.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's still. And me and my coach were talking about that too. I'm not quite sure, and I feel like, I mean, yes, we probably should pull them from women's physique, but it gets tricky because I just feel like there's not necessarily a lot of shows for women's bodybuilders to
Everybody
even
says that,
to even turn pro. Like
Mhm.
in women's bodybuilding, there's not a lot of shows either sometimes. So
Well, let me ask
I
you
don't know.
this, okay, ladies. Let me ask you. So earlier this year, we had a show in Victoria Island, the Vancouver Showdown. Now, if the show was later in the year, do you think if you had to qualify for the Olympia and there was no Masters Olympia, do you think you girls would have maybe possibly competed in that,
Yes.
Donna?
Yeah.
you know me, I like to get them done early.
Yeah.
I do early and then have the rest of the year.
Well, let's.
Um,
Yeah. Go. Okay.
I think a lot of girls wait until later in the year and then they take longer the next year to come out, you know? So I think, I guess because the Olympia is now in November, they don't think that they had long enough off season or improvement season. So they choose the later dates.
I think the
But-
Olympia is going to move back next year. I think maybe September, October. It's
Yeah, I think
possible.
that'll help out some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people like to jump into the first show of the year, and then a lot of them like to do the latter ones. You know, it just depends on how they do, and most don't want to be in prep all year long.
Yeah.
I don't care. It's just go win the show and then qualify. So I think if the Olympia was a little bit earlier, it might help
Yeah. Reshanna, what
with
do you
those
think?
with those earlier shows. I mean,
Sure.
Mhm.
What do you think, Reshanna? Do you think if you know, listen, if it, would you compete in Vancouver if you had the opportunity?
if I had the opportunity, if I needed to qualify, yeah. I mean, I'll travel to if I need to qualify. You know,
All right, I
Yeah,
need you
what-
girls to
something-
help me with something with promoters. All right, let's just say we had the opportunity to have more female bodybuilding shows. As a competitor, what do you like to have at a show? What would be good? We know the prize money, but what other perks would you want at a show? Let's say like free tanning, maybe free makeup, travel reimbursement. So I'm going to ask you, Lori, I know you're not, you know, you haven't competed much in the pros, but what would you've been to a few shows, what would you like to see? What would be a good perk for you? Besides
Well,
an
you're-
Olympia qualification.
You hit it on the nose. These shows are really expensive. So any type of help you could get with maybe travel or accommodations would be awesome. You know, the makeup and the hair and the suit, that's, you know, that's pretty manageable cost wise, but like the flying in the hotel, you're getting into thousands and thousands. And so it really kind of almost limits how many shows you can go to with limited women's bodybuilding shows. Like now I'm flying to Canada, now I'm flying to Cluj, now I'm 15, 25, 30 grand.
Well, let's not forget the
And
passport either, right? You have to have the passport, you know.
expediting passports, you know, spouses, you know, there's all these increased costs. So I think any type of help with travel or accommodations would be awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, I think, yeah, for sure. Like, I mean, if you want more of us to compete and you want us to be in top shape, I mean, reimbursement for travel for maybe that if you place in the top 5, not necessarily for everyone, but to force us to be in better shape for the top 5, they get reimbursed for, you know, the hotel or the travel, you know, along with the, you know, the prize money being higher. You know, that's how you draw us out there. You know, you want us in tip top shape, it's that'll bring it.
Okay.
And force us to be, you know.
Definitely agree with the like top 3, maybe top 3, top 4, maybe top 5. You know, make it an extra incentive so it draws people. I hope to goodness everybody's bringing their best shape every time, because I don't want it to be because I'm getting my tan paid for. You know what I mean?
You know, and
But make it an extra incentive make it an extra incentive. You know, hey, you place in the top 3, man, let's go. You know, you're going to get this, this, and this.
Talking about conditioning is another thing I talk about a lot, obviously, because it still shocks me. And going back, look, I'm older than all of you. I think I am, at least.
No,
But,
I think it'd be
I highly doubt that. I'm old enough to be your great grandmother. So
No,
anyway, you know, look, I competed with a lot of people in my class. It was very competitive. Why do you girls think that in women's bodybuilding now, these, in my opinion, some of the girls, they don't look as conditioned, right? Why do you think that is? Is that just because maybe stress? Do you think it's maybe a bad coach, not a good diet? Maybe they're sneak eating? What do you think? Reshanna.
I mean, diet more so probably than anything else. Or lack thereof diet.
Yeah.
I mean, usually what it comes down to.
Donna, what do you think?
I think the majority of it is diet, but over the last several years, you know, some of the people that have won haven't been as conditioned, so it kind of set precedents for what the girls were bringing to the stage. You know, I think there needs to be a little bit more of a line drawn between like the women's physique conditioning and the women's bodybuilding conditioning, because it's gone away from what it used to be, the more conditioned look. So I think that has something to do with it. And then, you know, just consistency in the judging and stuff too, I think has something to do with it, because different regions have different choice or different likes and stuff,
Sure.
you know? So
Yeah.
I think it's a multiple, issue or a multiple reason, you know, that you could say the conditioning is not as it used to be.
Lori?
It always comes down to diet and work. You know, who's going to diet hardest, who's going to work. I know a lot of people are in a sort of a trend of doing less cardio. I like to do more cardio. I keep my calories up, stay a little fuller. But then as you know, you go by, you start dialing those calories back, bringing conditioning. I also believe that women's bodybuilding is sort of making its comeback, and the judging is it's still a little out there. Like, you know, do we like shredded? Do we like conditioning? Do we want mass monsters? Like, what are we looking for?
Yeah, there's something to that. Yeah, I think there's something.
Yeah, so I feel like it's kind of all over the board a little bit sometimes what they're looking for. But when it comes down to it, you know, I work with old school, and it's conditioning work. And it's hard. It's really, and there's always variables in life gets in the way, and you never really know what's going on. Like even with the international show, I got stuck in Munich for 10 hours. I got off the plane. When I got to Munich, I had a completely different body than what I had.
Oh, of course. Were you speaking fluent German after 10 hours?
It was rough. But, you know, that's bodybuilding. You adapt. It's like you make it happen. So,
sure.
But yeah, definitely.
Reshanna, do you have a videographer or anybody who takes pictures of you, or you do that all yourself?
I don't. And it was funny because I was just thinking about that. I'm like, we might need help.
That's why I'm going to get on your ass. That's why I'm bringing it up, because I know, Donna, recently you hired somebody, right? You still got your person?
So I've had 2 different people help me. and it's expensive to have
Yeah.
help. And when you're depending on someone's good graces, it's not always dependable. So I recently purchased a GoPro, and I am learning how to
Oh.
use that myself.
Yeah.
So there's that. It's very expensive to hire somebody to follow you around because it's an hourly rate, and then on top of all of the editing and all of that stuff, it's very expensive.
What
and I
about a
can't afford it.
college kid? Just getting some college kid that's taking.
I have asked several different ones, and it was crazy how much these people charge. So
Well,
I'm
see,
gonna
I've had
have
people that wanted to help me, and I feel like it's the same thing. They want to help on their time, but like I got to be able to pay you because if it's just helping when you want to help, then it's I'm not
because
getting what I
you
want.
need
So
the
it's-
content
Yeah.
put up constantly. You know, you can't.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
want to be asking 3 weeks ago for a
Right.
video. So I'm learning how to use the GoPro, and I'm learning myself how to do some editing. So I'm going to end up
Okay.
doing this myself, I'm sure. So
Okay. Okay.
You know,
that's
they
good to
have
know.
this, I don't know what it's called, but it's this device you can, it's a motion sensor.
yeah.
So
it's
whenever
a-
you
it's a-
move,
like a,
it's filming you, which would be great
Yeah,
for the
I have
gym.
one. My wife bought
You
one.
got one? Does it work?
She bought me one. It works, but like I don't know. It's on the shelf. She bought it though. I have one.
I got one, but it's on the shelf, so tells you how
Yeah,
much
send
I
me a
really
picture, Reshanna.
care. All right. Well, Reshanna, like I said, I was going to get on your ass because I think that someone like yourself, being now the Masters Women's Bodybuilding Olympia champ, you know, you want to put yourself out there. All of you want to put yourself out there because social media is where it's at. Look, you could be monetizing things. You know, you could be making money. You know what I mean? I mean, listen, it's not a lot of money we make in women's bodybuilding or the sport in general, but you could be making money on social media doing other stuff. You know, Don, I mean, of course, you've gotten a lot of hits on your videos and training and things. And you know,
yeah, there's a lot of stipulations on like the YouTube and all of that stuff, you know, but once you reach certain ones, it just kind of takes over on itself. Even Facebook started monetizing and stuff. So think about that too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So right now, Rashawn, do you have any sponsors or no?
I mean, I have my suit sponsor and jewelry sponsor, so all that stuff's covered for me. My basic supplements and stuff are all covered. So I'm with the Satori and Maximus Posing Suits.
Santori,
Michelle
that's who
Brent
you're
does-
with?
Yeah, it's Satori. Yeah, and then Michelle Brent does all my jewelry for my shows and stuff. So that was nice.
Michelle.
Yeah.
Does she ice you out with all the jewelry?
She does.
Yeah. Love Michelle. What did you say she was, 67 years old?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, man. I get old just hearing that 67. My God. Is this going to be her last? Was this her last show, or is she going to do it?
She did Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
She ended up going over to Pittsburgh right after that. And I think that might have been her last.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, she's
Well, let
awesome.
me just throw this out there to you ladies here.
We've heard that before from Michelle too, though.
We have. We have. But,
I
you know,
will say
listen,
that.
all of you guys are not like, to be fair, you're not Masters competitors, right? So you can go compete in open shows as long as you want, you know, because you still look good. Thank God, right? I mean, other people, well, they have to, you know, some people have their, and that's great. I believe in that. And Michelle, she's a phenomenal, inspiring woman who's been around for many decades, but she still fights and she still, you know, this is her passion. And I applaud her very much. You know, I don't know what her final placing was, but regardless, she put on a hell of a show. How did she look in Pittsburgh? I think she won a few classes, didn't she, Rashawn? I think, or something like
I
that.
thought, yeah, she did. She won one. I don't know exactly how she placed, but I knew
Yeah, I think she
did
won
great.
one for
Good.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. All right, ladies. So let me go in more dip into the women's bodybuilding part of this. So, what do you think of the fans? The fans that are a little bit too much. You know, some people like I don't like the word. Some people use schmoes, you know, this and that. I don't care for that word just because they're fans. But Donna, I'm sure all of you ladies get approached all kinds of ways in the DMs. So I got to ask, what's the latest DM you got from a hardcore fan?
Feet, actually. He wants pictures of my feet or video of my
That's
feet.
easy.
Just got that about an hour ago.
An hour ago?
A couple hours ago. Yeah, it came through my DMs. I'm like, wait, you want pictures of videos of feet? You're willing to pay. That was the last one that just came in today.
$5,000 for a minute video of my feet.
Right. Right.
Yes. Yeah, that
Listen,
was the latest. So,
They'll
yeah.
pay for it. You know?
Let's say I got one for measurements of my hands. They wanted the measurements of my hands.
Really? You know
Yeah,
why,
and
right?
then-
You know why?
Yes. So, and I get a lot of the feet thing and a lot of the calf thing, but like one wants to fly me to New York to his gym to train him. And I was like, okay, so why don't I just come to like Bev's gym and
Right.
meet you or whatever,
Yeah.
but you've got to pay for all these accommodations and all of this stuff. And I'm like, you do realize how much a flight costs, you know? And the guy's like, well, yeah. And I'm like, do you live at home? Yeah. I'm like, delete, block. I mean, it's always the ones who live
Yeah.
at home with their parents in the basement that have no money. And they're like, well, I get my social security check on such and such. And I'm like, no.
Do they
you
tell
need
you
money
that?
Yeah. I'm like, you need that money for fruit, for food and whatever, you know, you do not need to be paying me for
Well,
pictures of my
you're
feet.
very nice. I'd be like, hell yeah, pay me, bitch. No.
No.
Yeah, so
I'm like, nope.
Lori, do
Then,
you
yeah,
get... Go,
I
I'm
get
sorry.
some crazy ones that I don't even want to talk about. It's embarrassing to talk about it. I just block
Hey, this
them.
is
I'm
not
like,
embarrassing. This is funny for me. We
or
need-
I'll be like, here, let me ask my husband and see what he thinks. And then they disappear.
Listen, here's what you do. If a guy asks you to send the underwear, right? You have your husband soiled up, you know, and then you send
Girl, I'm on that game.
$5,000 minimum.
And got that extra box
Socks
of
and
Ziploc.
tennis shoes. Socks and tennis shoes. but then I'm
Socks
on
and
the-
tennis shoes.
Yes, they want my old tennis shoes that I've trained in, or my old socks that I've trained in.
You know what the fetish
Yeah.
is for that, right? So I'll
Yep.
share this. Close your ears, Lori. You probably don't want to hear it.
Yep.
So
No, go for it. I love it.
they ejaculate. There's a fetish where they ejaculate into shoes.
Nice.
Yeah.
You learn
She said
something new
nice.
every day.
She's like, nice.
Forget, I'm
Yeah,
about
you
to see.
You can get several $100s per pair. So I'm just saying,
Oh.
make your money,
Oh my
ladies.
God, I have a
Make your
closet
money.
full of
Yeah.
sneakers.
Make your
Yeah.
money, ladies. Make your money. You're just
Hey.
selling your old
All my
shoes.
old
That's all you're
sneakers.
doing.
Right.
Sell the
look.
shoes. I had a guy that wanted my badges. The numbers. He wanted
Numbers
to buy
from the shows.
Yeah, that's harmless. You know, it's no
Yeah.
$5,000.
I work for those.
Sold a few of my older suits to fans.
Yeah, I've done that. Sure,
Oh yeah, and probably more than what I paid for some of them.
sure. Hell
So,
yeah.
So just
Rashana, do
saying,
you get
make your money, ladies.
you get requests like that too?
I'm
Yeah.
just I'm writing it all down. I'm writing it all down.
Yeah.
Make your money.
I mean, listen, you know, again, outside of the sport, there's many lucrative ways. We always talk about, well, there's not enough money. Personal training, online, in person, motivational coaching, just being there, being someone's ear. There's so many different ways, but a lot of the people don't think about that. I mean, we know it's expensive, but there's always a will and a way. But like I said, Reshanna, please get a video person because I would love to have your stuff followed. I do watch
Yeah.
your videos and everything. And Lori, I don't know if you have anybody with you. I mean, you could hire your husband, just make him do it, right?
Yeah, no, he's funny. He would be fine. But I'm actually pretty good myself. I just need to. I have a lot of content. I was kind of doing the same thing. That the Masters Olympia was a big show. I was like, I'm still kind of. It took me a little while to get home and digest it all. But I have a
Right.
lot of content that I'm gonna go through and put up.
There's so much to go through. I think there's just no time to go through it all. I
Right.
swear.
I do it at night. And I do it in bed.
Yeah.
Like when everybody's asleep. I just like, okay, this is my moment.
See, that's my
Yeah, there's
problem. I
lots of
don't. It's
content.
the time because you have so much
Yeah, I feel like there's
content.
just not enough time. I'm like, okay, and that's what I literally was like. I have to get like, do I just get a person like literally follow me? Because like,
Or Reshanna, you
So,
can you
yeah.
can come to Louisville and train. We'll come down for a weekend and train. And I'll do all of your videos. We'll do all of our videos, and then I'll come up to Chicago one weekend so we can both get content.
Now, Reshanna, what is your wife? I mean, I know she's your biggest fan and biggest supporter, but Does she like make your meals and everything, or does she also film you at the gym? I mean, I know that's hard.
It's hard like now with the kids and stuff, so she can't really. But like she meal preps everything. She cooks
That's
all my
nice.
meals. She cooks for all. She cooks for us. She
Are
cooks for
you
the family.
picky?
Um, I mean, my meals are basic. But she cooks accordingly. Like I take out what we're gonna have for that week, but she cooks every Saturday morning. In between, dealing with the kids. But they have fun in the kitchen too. So she'll set them up, and they're like play cooking. Hey, mom, I made you kale, or I made you this. So like they're in the kitchen
Kale?
playing around. So,
Ugh.
they totally are like in there. Like that's my favorite actually.
Kale's
But,
good for you. It just has that dirt taste to it. It's all right.
Over spinach, like it doesn't disappear. Like
Is
that
it
my
better than
go-to.
spinach, you think? Kale?
Oh, I love it. Yeah, that's probably my favorite. Yeah, that's probably what I eat the most.
I'm gonna eat some kale. I'm gonna tag you in it and say, "Okay, I'm trying it, Reshanna, just for you." In your
But like
honor.
my wife does, like she'll record like some of her recipes of like when she's cooking and stuff. But like, yeah, because she does. I mean, she cooks everything. She meal preps. She portions everything out. And she's probably better at it than I am, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it makes all the difference when you have that
Oh, yeah.
person helping you out like that. Because for me, like when I was prepping, the biggest headache was the effing meal prep. Because you have to measure everything, packaging it, weighing, and then cooking different foods. It took several hours to do that stuff,
Yeah.
So, Donna, I mean, what's it for you? Do you do everything yourself, or does your husband take care of everything?
No, I do all the cooking. I do all the grocery shopping. I do it all. I'm very meticulous about my food prep and stuff. Like I want to know that it's measured right. So it's
Right.
not his fault that he doesn't cook or whatever. But I get up and I make his food fresh every morning before I go to work. And usually the night before I make all of my meals and stuff. So, but I do it all. But that's no, he can't cook. But I'm
No,
very
he can't
particular.
cook. Can he cook?
No. He's sitting right there. but no, he can't cook. He says you would prefer me not to cook.
Can you at least make a grilled cheese sandwich? It's not that hard.
He knows how to make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches
Oh, hey,
really
that's
well.
better than nothing. Okay, at least he's good for something.
So he does well if there's nothing around and he takes care of himself. But I'm really picky. I'm really meticulous when it comes to I want to make sure everything's measured right. I want to know what's going in it. Mentally, like I need to know that it's done.
Lori, are you the same way? You're open. You don't care.
No, I do all my own food prep, and then of course, I do 2 big meal preps a week, right? So maybe like on a Wednesday or like Sunday. And so I just like to know everything that's in my food. I like to know it's weighed out. I know how much salt in it. I want to know everything that's in it. Even the type of rice I use. I use a specific type of rice. The only thing my husband takes over is like if we do chicken breast, I'm in California, so we do a lot of grilling. So everything we can throw on the grill. So like Wednesday, Sunday, we throw a ton of chicken on the grill. And then burnt is a flavor when you're prepping. So
yeah, definitely. Reshanna, do you plan on staying in Chicago for, is this your final place, or you think you're going to move somewhere else?
No, we'll be here. We'll be here. I mean, my wife's been teaching at the same school for the last.
Oh, nice. I didn't know she was a teacher. What does she teach?
Kindergarten through 5th. She's got kindergarten, 1st grade now. So.
Yeah. Now, Donna, I didn't know, you're not a teacher, right? Do you involve with the school or no? Were you?
Me?
Yeah, you. I didn't know if were you involved in like teach? What do you do?
I'm a personal trainer and a strength conditioning coach.
That's it. Okay. I thought a long time ago I had this idea like you're like a teacher.
No, I was a paramedic and a firefighter for 17 years.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. Wow. Well, thank you for your service.
Yeah.
Do you miss it?
There's parts of it that I miss. I retired due to PTSD.
Yeah.
So there's some things I don't miss, but helping people has always been what I've wanted to do. So I just kind of changed what my flow was. Now I see the better side of things, keeping people healthy. So.
And Reshanna, when I first met you, I actually thought that you were a firefighter, just because of how you present yourself. You have this military / presence to you that how you carry your confident level. But going back to what you said real quick, just to give you a little story. So I actually was a EMT myself on a fire department, and we went on a call, and the baby, the mother killed the child in the bathtub, And for me, talk about traumatic. That was the end of my career. That was it. I was done.
Mhm.
Because I wanted to choke the woman. You know what I mean? It's just you get all these ideas. You can't. I don't know how. I applaud the people who, do the firefighting, police, and all that stuff. I applaud them. It's difficult because you look at things from a different perspective.
You see the bad.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Well, and they teach you to not to humanize anything. And that's one of the problems that I have with when I left is I dedicated my life for 17 years to this company. And when I left with PTSD, they wanted to fight me on like workman's comp and getting anything.
Wow.
And I ended up getting nothing. I ended up losing my job. They terminated me because I
Oh,
couldn't
my
do my
God.
job.
Wow.
And
that's
the
horrible.
company didn't fight for me. They fought against me, and they don't take care of the people that took care of their company for that many years. I had nobody to back me up or anything. Like I ended up having to hire an attorney to try to get some type
I was going to
of
say, it
settlement.
sounds like a healthy lawsuit to me. you know?
And it failed,
Wow.
failed. So I literally, gave my life for 17 years for these people to just turn around and hike their leg up on me.
I'm sorry about that.
So it's a thankless job, and I loved what I did. I love being helping people and stuff, but like they weren't taking care of their own,
Right.
So that's the only thing that was really, really bad about it. But they do teach you not to humanize anything. Like I found for years, I had a hard time having any emotion. So say I had a family member that passed away or something like that, or, something tragic happened to somebody. I had no emotion to it because we were taught to just not humanize
I
it.
can't do that. I have to have emotion. That's why
Yes.
it wasn't for
Yes.
me. So,
Yeah. So it was a blessing in disguise. I didn't realize it at the time when I lost my job and stuff, but now I know, God had something better for me. So
Well, listen, God has something better for all of you ladies. You're very inspiring to many women. All of you are champions. Listen, I say this a million times. I'll say it a million more. Thank you for inspiring me. I'm very honored that you've made the time to come on my show. Oh, thank you for the kiss there. Oh. Anyway, Reshanna, congratulations once again on your big victory. I really highly suggest, because I say this to you because you're a friend of mine, and yes, you're a little bit shy, you're to yourself, but I want to see more of you. We, the fans in the industry, want to see more of you. You've got a great physique, now you have a big role to play, and you want to be a great ambassador, which you are, and I applaud you and your wife and your kids, and thank you for all you do. Donna, the same with you. I appreciate you and what you do. You're always out there. You're always doing the thing, putting yourself, helping others, and being the kind, beautiful muscle goddess that you are, the champ. Lori, the same with you. Always happy. I don't think I've ever seen you pissed off or yelling at people, but you're always smiling and giving the best advice.
Life's too short.
Yeah, and thank you for the skincare program, because that really helped a lot.
I got more. Come to Legion. I'll see you.
I'll be at Legion. But listen, ladies, I'm going to leave it to each and every one of you. Whatever you want to say to your fans, your sponsors, don't cuss, although you can if you want to. But anyway, Donna, I'm going to leave it at you. We're going to go around and we'll end it with that. And I can't
I
hear
just
you.
want to
It's like-
say,
oh, there you go. Okay.
just want to say thank you to anybody and everybody that's ever supported me. I appreciate it. The guys working on the house, thanks for all the noise. Gasp and Better Bodies, thank you so much. Clinical Labs, and for Wings of Strength and Jake and everything, for everything that he does for us to give us a platform to actually be able to present our artwork. Without that, we wouldn't be here.
Yeah. Lori?
I'd like to thank you for this awesome opportunity. So many brilliant women out there that you could have chosen. I appreciate it. Of course, Jake Wood for bringing us back. And I know he's investing a lot of his hard-earned money into this. I don't think
You have no idea.
No, we had a little thing. I asked him about the stage. He goes, I don't know how you guys enter the stage. He goes, but I know how much it costs. And I was like, I'm sure you do. So, these promoters, they put out a lot of money and they don't make a lot of money. So I think people forget that sometimes. I would love to thank all the female bodybuilders out there we're all just working hard, and I just have this utter respect for everybody who's in the sport on any level. I'd like to thank my home gyms who are always there for me. I'd like to thank my lifting coach, Dave Nunez at Tracy Ironworks. My posing, my other coach, primary coach, Monty Spicer out of Kinetic Chain in Pleasanton. My working gym where I train my clients, and also my home gym that just supports me, which is Iron Horse Gym out in Danville, California. And then give a shout out to the Bodybuilding Academy and Innate Aesthetics for just always being a passionate guy and being there for me too. And all the fans who support us in all their different ways, respect them all. And that's about it. Oh, and my poor husband. God bless
My
him.
poor husband.
God bless that man.
Bless his heart. Well, Reshanna.
Oh, let me start with my wife. Kay, I love you.
Aw.
Yeah, my kids, of course, the reason why I made the trip, their nanny, because, without her, we wouldn't make it. Michelle Bogdan, my suit sponsor, Michelle Brent, my jewelry sponsor, Isatori for all the supplements, all the fans, Jake, Wings of Strength, Isabel, you reached out to me a few times and sent me some messages that seemed to come in right on time when I needed them. Just everybody that supported me with all the positivity so far, and just over the last week or so since coming back from Romania. It's a lot. I'm taking it all in. I'm trying to still respond to messages. It's a lot, but my plan is to get out there more, just locally, to help out more of the amateur competitors. And two, I just need to do more of that just as a good IFBB pro, as well as now Miss Olympia. So, I'm just thankful for everybody and all the positivity, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Well, listen, we all love you, and I appreciate every single one of you, and thank you again for being on. And I look forward to seeing you all at the future shows and kicking ass as always.
One thing.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, and
You're gonna take back that you feel sorry for your husband, your poor husband.
No, I'm not. I love him dearly. My suit lady too. I wanted to thank MJ. She really made me a beautiful suit this year, and she went above and beyond to make sure it fit perfect. So,
Okay.
Thank you for reminding me, Reshanna.
Well, let me just say this real quick about Mr. Jake Wood. This man has spent. I'm probably gonna be fired after this, but that's okay. He has spent over the last. I think women's bodybuilding was going to go away. When was the last Miss Olympia before we brought it back? 2014. So I think since then, when Jake started promoting shows, I would have to say Jake has spent millions of dollars on women's bodybuilding and the sport and helping us have a stage. And so I really have, a lot of, many thanks to him and, of course, the Pro League, Jim Mannion and Tyler and the rest of the crew, JM. Yeah, I'm very grateful because we all have we're part of a great federation. And, there's nothing like it, girls. So anyway,
Not at all.
thank you so much for being on. Till next time, have a wonderful day wherever you are in the world. All right. See ya.
Thank you.
Bye, sweetie. Love
Bye-bye.
you guys.
Love you.
Love you guys.
You guys are always welcome to Cali.